The budget crossover segment is about to get even more heated because Hyundai just entered the game. And they're doing so with this crossover beside me. This is the Hyundai Creta, the spiritual successor to the Hyundai Kona. It sells between 998,000 pesos to 1.33 million pesos. Is it worth your money? Let's find out. If you haven't noticed, Hyundai prior to this year has been very quiet in the local market. Before this year, the only car launch that I saw from Hyundai was the Accent, and that was back in 2018. I'm not sure what happened, but Hyundai is now under new management and we're getting 4 new models right away. The Hyundai Creta, the Santa Fe, the Steria, and the Tucson. I'll do a walk around of the Tucson soon. Please subscribe if you want to see it. In the meantime, let's check out the new top-of-the-line Hyundai Creta GLS. The Creta reflects Hyundai's recent design language, which is very avant-garde. It looks like nothing else on the road. So up here are actually the DRLs, which are very cleverly hidden among the plates on the grille. As you can see, they're the same shape. And when the lights are turned off, you can barely see them. And down here, you have your LED reflector headlamps. It's a very similar setup to the Hyundai Kona, although this is much bigger than the Kona. Now, beautiful is a subjective word, and I wouldn't use that word to describe this, but I would definitely use the word unique. This top-of-the-line Hyundai Creta gets 17-inch wheels wrapped in 215 60R17 Kumho tires. The lower variants get 16-inch wheels. This has a sharp-looking two-tone design. It's painted in gunmetal, and they also have some bits finished in polished aluminum. You get disc brakes at the front, and you also get disc brakes at the back. As for the suspension, you get a torsion beam here at the back and a McPherson strut at the front. The Hyundai Creta is a subcompact crossover. It's a bit shorter than the Honda HR-V, but it's a couple of millimeters taller. The ground clearance is 200 millimeters, which is pretty high for a subcompact crossover. This top-of-the-line variant gets a two-tone paint job. The roof is painted in gloss black, so are the side mirrors. Your door openers are finished in chrome. By the way, this has a smart locking system, so if you want to lock the door, just press this button over here. And if you want to unlock it, press the same button. Now that saves you the effort of having to get your keys out of your pocket, which is helpful if you're carrying a lot of groceries. Now the styling here on the side is not as experimental as the front. You don't get so many creases. You have one over here, this horizontal line over here, and also one down here. Like most crossovers in the segment, you get flat black fender moldings and also this flat black cladding down here. Now these have got to be some of the most unique looking taillights that I've seen on a car. So you have these 4 elements per side, one over here, one over here, one over here, and another one over here. It's an all LED affair. Your turn signals are over here, and these are your reverse lights, also LEDs. You have the Hyundai logo and the Creta badge here at the center. You also got reverse sensors. The Creta comes with a manual liftgate. Space here is quite good for a subcompact crossover. If you need more space, you can fold the second row seats, and with the second row seats folded, you have this much cargo space. The spare tire is down here. You have a false flooring, and it's actually a full-size spare tire. All variants of the Creta are powered by the same 1.5-liter 4-cylinder naturally aspirated engine. Naturally aspirated means that this has no turbo. This puts out 113 horsepower and 144 Newton meters of torque. The base model gets a 6-speed manual, and all the other variants get Hyundai's IVT transmission, which is Hyundai's peak for CVT. Upon first look, the interior looks very premium. You have this two-tone tan and black color scheme. You have leather seats. So this looks like it's covered in leather, but when you actually touch it, it's actually made of hard plastic. It looks very convincing though. From this distance, you can't tell that it's made of hard plastic. The steering wheel is leather wrapped. Like the rest of the car, it has this very unique looking design. So this looks like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. You have these wings coming out over here. Okay. Now this has some driver assist features like lane centering. This has automatic braking, but unfortunately you don't get adaptive cruise control. You do get standard cruise control though. This top of the line model has a push start button. The Creta gets this 12-inch instrument cluster. It looks up to par with the competition. The infotainment screen is actually a little bit smaller. You do get Apple CarPlay, you get Android Auto, and you also get a reverse camera. This doesn't have a 360 camera, which would be one of its disadvantages because a lot of its competitors at this price bracket come with a 360 camera. And thankfully you get knobs for adjusting the fan speed and the temperature. Down here you get 2 USB ports and one 12-volt outlet. Down here you get 2 cup holders with blue lighting. It looks quite nice. You get an electronic parking brake with auto hold, and this is your drive selector knob for selecting the different drive modes of the car. Like I said before, the seats are covered in leather and they're both manually adjustable. Does it have a wireless charging pad? So this also has a wireless charging pad. Okay, so here at the back seat, space is quite adequate. Yeah, legroom is quite okay. I have about 3.5 inches of headroom. You get 2 air con vents over here. You get 1 USB port and some storage down here. You got a foldable armrest with 2 cup holders. Let's see, 2 cup holders. So the center tunnel is not very high. The center tunnel is not very high, and for the center passenger, it's not completely uncomfortable back here. I still have about 3.5 inches of headroom, even when I'm sitting here at the center seat. Okay, so the Creta has lane centering, and unlike on the HRV, this works at any speed. And as you can see, there's a curve here on the road. Let's see if it tries to follow the curve. It does. Okay, wala na. So like most lane centering systems, it's not 100% reliable. Now, lane keep assist is never really 100% reliable on most vehicles. The only car where it came closest to feeling like autopilot among those that I've tested is EyeSight 4 on the Subaru Outback. But that's quite expensive. For the rest, it's only meant as an assist system, so you can eat a burger while driving on the highway. Just kidding. Don't eat a burger while driving. I've never done that, ever. Anyway, it can handle straight roads or roads with a slight curve. Sharper curves though should be negotiated manually. So this has automatic braking, this has lane keep assist, this has blind spot monitoring. So the only thing missing really is adaptive cruise control, and you have full ADAS. Now, I only got to drive the Creta for like half an hour, so this is more of a first driving impressions video. Hopefully we can do a full in-depth review in the future. The Creta has 114 horsepower, which is not much, but in the city, I guess it's okay. I've been driving the HRV around for a week, and the HRV does feel a bit more peppy. Now, as long as you're not flooring it, and the H levels are quite good, outside noise is filtered quite well, you don't hear or feel the engine so much. The 4-cylinder engine feels quite smooth, and it feels smoother than some of the 3-cylinder engines of its competitors. As for the fuel economy, I can't really say because it was such a short run, but I got around 9.3 kpl during that short run. Overall, it's quite an okay car to drive. I don't really have a lot of complaints, but nothing really stands out either. The top-of-the-line Hyundai Creta GLS sells for 1,323,000 pesos. At that price, it competes directly with the Ford Territory and the Honda HR-V S. While the Creta may not be the most feature-packed or the most premium feeling in the segment, it is not bare either, and it doesn't feel cheap. It is relatively well equipped. I like how it has lane keep assist, but I think its looks are its main charm. It just looks so different from almost anything else on the road. And if looks matter to you, this might be worth your consideration. Thanks to Hyundai Manila Bay for letting me film the new Hyundai Creta. If you're interested in the Hyundai Creta, you can contact Hyundai Manila Bay through the number on the screen.